way the world is to me. And you know, I've just been going over it and looking at it, and I'm saying to myself, well, you don't have to act that way, and you know that, but you got to understand something. For the last time, since I've been here in this city is more pleasant than LA because it's more cleaner. Okay, it is. It's more cleaner, and it doesn't have as many people. But let me tell you something. This city has been more mental stressful than LA, and the reason why is because I won't lie to you, dealing with a lot of circumstances of dealing with Caucasian people. You guys have it really bad with that color thing. You think just because your skin is white that you can be very rude and disrespectful and non-accommodating to non-white people, and this causes problems and creates failure in people's lives. You deliberately give all those Mexicans jobs and deliberately deny us the proper privilege to produce and feed for ourselves. You know, the only one who seem to be doing good is the women, you know what I'm saying, or whatever man that hold on to them. You know, they become like the way they should be in control and all that other stuff. That's the way the universe made it. But what I'm getting at is this. I don't want to sit around and act like I don't see the mistreat of my nationalism on this planet when I know I do see it. The deprivation and everything is the reason why when these planes keep falling out of the sky, and I have to tell you why it's happening, I will be here to tell you. It's happening because the universe is ordaining for it to happen, because nothing good is coming from this. The only people that's utilizing it and getting the profit off of it is these people right here. They've used the money to build these planes so they could go around the world and drop bombs on people. And as you can see, there's that same green fire. Okay, yeah, so this right here, this is just another image of how this power, this Kundalini energy, is what it is. You can also call it the electromagnetism of the earth spectrum, energy spectrum. This light, what you're looking at, is the energy source that is in everything. It's in the leaves of the trees, it's in the dogs, it's in the cats, it's in the birds, it's in me, it's in you, it's in the caterpillar, it's in the spider. It takes on manifestations from its raw form is what you're looking at there. From the subtle realm of thought is where this light is coming from. It's coming out of the ethers. It's manifesting itself in these wires for the specific purpose of communicating its capability and its desire to go through these wires into the homes of all the people here and set them on fire. This is what it's showing you, that it's capable and willing to do that. It's saying, no, I want you people to get it really good. Don't go blaming the Tsar for having to come down there and do the job that he had to do, expressing to the world the concern of people becoming more chiseled, bright people. You need to start thinking more about your circumstances and how you can all work together to eradicate the stagnation and the decadence and return this world to a calibration of health and regenerative type of energy that this light is displaying, that the knowledge of that is inside of all of us, because we are all this light. Can't you see the big brilliance of this light and how it can emanate so much potential of heat without burning up to manifest it around it? That's what it's saying to you. It's saying you could be big, bright, and beautiful without having to destroy everything around you. Don't you see that, how I can do that? That's what the light is saying to you right there. It's saying, don't you see that I'm the same light that's in the sun? Why can't you see that Asar is sent here as a blessing to you all to try to give you the right paradigm that's going to be necessary for you to exist and to be able to exist remaining on this planet? You're going to be able to exist. But what I mean is for you to exist and remain as close to a caliber of a God as possible, because you don't even understand that your ability to launch yourself to a God comes from man and woman manifestation. You can't launch yourself into immortality unless you are man or woman. You can't launch into immortality from being a horse. or anything without hands. Your hands is proof of your superior thought origin that you come from, if you understand. See, what I'm trying to get to you to understand is I want to show you how this fire is not just, a fire. They're all calculating. This is what we were not taught in schools. We were overlooked when it came to telling the truth about the fire having a true representation of self as a living entity that was qualified beyond the shadow of a doubt to have life and to permeate itself and to pursue happiness and all that. The light has those same type of circumstances inside of itself. Privilege, if you will, from the universe is what I'm trying to get at. I just want you to look at it, amaze itself, and show you that it is a living entity, Look at how it is so big and bold, but it's not burning the tree. This is the same Moses story that they give you in the Bible. Do you see? But it's not burning anything. That's what I'm trying to say to you. That's the whole point that I'm getting at. It's doing all this great stuff and it's not consuming the tree or anything around it. There's smoke and everything, but you don't see it destroying the tree. If you can understand my point. Look how big he got right there. See, the reason I'm so fascinated with this is because the fire is coming from the ethers. Okay, it's the wire that gives it its little spark. It's not necessary. This thing is coming from the ether. Look how big it is. Then it just goes away. Watch. And then comes back. See, for it to go from that small to large and keep its same shape lets you know that this is something different than just a fire. See, I have to point this out to you guys. See, this is what I'm talking about. Now it's completely gone. Okay? But it'll return and have its same shape. And then it gets greater with all this white and everything. But then it'll come right back to the same shape that it had the first time. Which, as you know, it's not just a regular, this is not a fire. See what I mean? Look. And then, of course, here's another fire that's not that electrical weird type of fire. It's a structural fire. That one could assume was started from that electrical fire that we saw in the wire. So why is I'm saying all this? Because I want you to know that I believe this is the way that this thing has been burning up cities. Now, I've told you guys that the way this works, I always go somewhere to speak to the people and tell them what the universe wants them to know. And then they can hear it and be prosperous. That's the way it goes, because you're not going to sit here and tell me that you don't have a budget for me to be provided for on the planet that I've been sent here by the sun. And I'm a representative of the sun, just like I told you. And me and the sun both watch the games that everyone sit around here and play, how you manipulate the money and manipulate the jobs and make certain one of us be broke and don't do well and end up dead. Well, guess what? I'm here to let you know that the universe has already went through a whole bunch of meetings and discussions about how we're going to deal with this circumstance on the earth. And we came up with to identify the locations that's a part of that, eradicate those locations, and rebuild them. We got people all on those ships that we can easily replace on this earth. Don't think that there is no shortage of seeds or already animate human beings already alive. People from all type of walks of life going on already. So the arrogance and the uppity opinion about greatness and albinism is one of the things that we were all sent to address. And I'm trying to get everyone to understand the importance of that. We all got to understand that this is something that is really true, and not to be taken, as if I'm a madman talking to you, because that's not the truth. I'm telling you the God's truth. The reason that I'm here on this earth is to bring you all this knowledge that I've been bringing to you, and to point out to you that we have let people foolishly put us to sleep to the true fundamental dynamics of our universe and how it works. What you're looking at right here is a spiritual emanation of our Creator's essence. That's what that is, right there, that you're looking at. And it's here to do us all good, but it could do us all bad too. You guys should know that to be so, because it is so. Okay, Marriott Hotel. So yeah, I wanted to just show you guys the more beautiful stuff. That's all, just more beauty. This is really amazing how the sun does this, because you don't see this X right here right now, but you can see all those UFOs still flying around in there, if you know what I mean. But you can see the X coming back now. Now these light ships right here, that a lot of people is trying to say is just sun, camera flaring, all kind of stuff. I don't really get off on that, because I'm not here to try to debate what we're looking at. You can see all these UFOs flying around in here to corroborate my authenticity as a God, all right? Now, this is all of the magnificence that's here with me on this earth to help me get my job done. You notice you don't see any jets, hear any jets, no helicopters, hardly no anything flying around. Everything that just got shut down and told to just act like it's got some manners, because the Tsar is in the house now. And he's real happy that he can be in the house, and he would like to stay in the house. So, of course, he would like to be in compliance with everything. But now when you got people that deliberately make you a failure, and you have this type of stuff backing you up, maybe you won't be the person that's hesitant at getting their ass out of the way, especially if they being in the way stops you from eating and stops you from having somewhere to live. Why would you want to be living in the shelter, okay, when everybody else is living good, and you the person who really got the advantage of things, because you got all this type of technology with you that these people couldn't even start to think of where they can create this stuff at. The only thing they got is their foolish guns and their foolish belief in their foolish God. But you are a God. You know that you're a God, and you know what you can do to these people. But you're not aggressive like that. What you want to do is negotiate and get along with people for the betterment of all people on earth, because after all, you're here to teach those type of skills to people. So how could you teach these skills to people if you don't possess them yourself? So I'm not here to be a warmonger with the warmonger.